The TPT slide by Big Idea Design is a really nice cutting tool, but on the $80 to $85 range, with special editions being $100 to $125, it may be outside the price range for some people. So in this video, I'm going to give you 5 alternatives to the TPT slide, some of them cheap and some of them dirt cheap. Let's take a look. If you love knives, flashlights, bags, pouches, all EDC gear and everything in between, make sure you're subscribed, because why not? It costs you nothing and it really helps us out. And don't forget to make the algorithm happy by hitting that like button as well. We appreciate it in advance. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, so we're going to start with the most budget of them all, and that is the Heart brand here in the center. So here's a little teaser for you to see what we're going to be talking about. We're going to push these aside and just talk about these two right here. Now, these come in a 2-pack. Heart is and I'm spelling it H-A-R-T. Heart is a Walmart brand. And I will tell you, of all the utility knives on the list that I have to share with you today, that is, these have impressed me actually the most. They're the slimmest, they're the most compact, and honestly, they work some of the best on the list that work really really and they're super duper cheap. These are $8.88 for 2 of them. You get one in black, one in I guess gray here. That's just a regular metal color gray, but very neat. This is the 4-in-1 utility knife, and it's kind of got this EDC design. Handle is constructed from durable materials. The site description says it offers an ergonomic grip, and I mean, I guess, I don't know. You can actually push these forward fairly easily, and they do take standard size blades. You can actually push it out. You have to push the lock out to push it a little bit further. We're not going to do that so I don't cut myself here. But you've got just a standard utility knife here. And so what you've got is this a high carbon stainless steel blade. It locks closed with a retractable push button design that ensures that the blade stays put away safely when you're not using it. So you can actually lock it there in that case if you would like to. But you've got just a tiny little inch ruler on the side here. Of course, you've got your bottle opener right here, and then you've got a hex right here of just a little bitty thing that you can either put a lanyard on, or you can actually use it as a tightener for a small bolt if you would like. I don't know exactly which one bolt that's going to fit on, but I really like this. I actually prefer the satin steel kind of look on this one. I've actually had this one in my kit and been carrying it around for just a little while, and it's just a neat little utility knife. Super cheap. You're looking at $4 each for these, and again, very nice. You can put any kind of blade in it, and I will link to a very entertaining and also informative razor blade test video, and I'll put that here on the screen. Go check that out. It's amazing to see the quality razor blades and the tests that he did, of course. This is the Heart 4-in-1 utility knife. All right, this is the Outdoor Edge. That's the name brand. This is called the Slide Winder, as you can kind of see on the belt clip here. And this was intriguing. I picked this up from REI, maybe. I thought, wow, this is actually a pretty neat little thing. I believe it was $10. Sometimes you can find them as cheap as $9 online, or as expensive as $14. But you've got something a little bit different going on here. You've got a 2-level kind of design here with some stainless steel, probably the cheapest stainless steel they could find. But then you've got a Phillips head, which I have not used, but a flat head on the other side, which I have used, and it's serviceable. It works okay. Then, of course, you've got a bottle opener, which I believe all of these have good bottle openers with them. And this pocket clip is good, except it sits in your pocket just a little bit awkwardly, and it pokes out just a little bit. This is not a sharp edge right here, but it does poke out just a little bit, and I'll give you some B-roll to show you what that is. But where this sits apart, I believe, is you've got this textured kind of grippy plastic on one side. Again, it's not going to be any kind of thing exotic. It's not going to be micarta or G10 or anything like that. But overall, a decent construction, and I have used this a couple of different times. But it's got this push button. You have to push down and then push up to get the blade out. And then you barely push the orange button and it retracts back in. Let's try that again. So you push it up and it clicks in place. And it was a little bit hard to get used to click that in place. But once you're done with it, you just click it back and you don't have to push it back in. I actually really like that feature. And for $10, $10 to $12, this is a neat little tool. Now, one thing I have not figured out how to do is to change out the blades. I'm sure I could probably look up the instructions online, but I haven't had a reason to change out the blades yet. But I don't see any mechanic other than taking the blade out of the, yeah, that's, oh, okay. Oh, I just literally just figured it out. You push the orange button, then you've got another, okay. So this is a SK5 blade here. You've actually, the great thing about utility blades is that you turn the blade around and you've got a new blade, which is really cool. So you're only using a portion of the blade. Well, if you push that orange one in, you tuck it in like so, and you tuck it back in. That's actually really neat, actually. This is a really good value. And this is the Outdoor Edge slide winder. They have a version in orange, and it has a black button right here that I actually really want to get. But again, a great value for a relatively durable and easy to change blade on a utility knife. So this one may not belong on the list. In fact, there's another one that may not belong on this list either, and you can just sound off in the comments and let me know what you think, because we're always nice in the comments and we always don't make fun of people making the videos when they say the wrong things like magnetic aluminum and stuff like that. But anyway, this is the Slice mini box cutter. It's got a ceramic blade right here. It's a tiny little thing, but what I have found is this is excellent for opening boxes. And so you can actually, it's a mini handed cutter. You can actually put it just one-handed right there. And the cool thing about this is it's got a magnet in the back, so you can put this on any metal surface. And I do promise it is magnetic. So these are some magnets on the back of this, and you can see that these are pretty strong magnets on the back. But if you're putting this like on a fridge or something like that, it's actually a really decent little magnet on there. You wouldn't want to like magnetize it to your belt or anything. You're not going to want to do that, but it's neat that it has a magnet built into it as well. It's just got a tiny little ceramic blade right here, and you can see I've just beat this blade up really, really well. I have cut a bunch of different things with it. It's got a chip in the end of the blade right here. But I haven't had to change this out, and it's actually worked really well on cutting boxes. So this could be an alternative, and again, it's $8.49 right now on Amazon, 15% off. And so all the links will be down below for all of these items. And some of them will be available on their current websites, but also on Amazon.com. But this is just the Slice 10515 mini box cutter. All right, so coming in at a whopping $25, you can get this from anywhere from $25 to $30, is the Gerber Prybrid. This is a Prybrid. I bet you they workshopped that name and thought that was the coolest thing ever. This is called the Prybrid utility knife. It has a pry bar, multi-tool pocket razor knife. Of course, a retractable blade there. You've got a seatbelt cutter here, which is something that some of the other knives on this list do not have. The ergonomics on this one are good, but they're not as good as something like the Outdoor Edge. I really like the finger choil right here for the Outdoor Edge one. And again, you're going to be limited, but this one is just, the Gerber Prybrid here is just so, I'm sorry I'm having trouble with that name, but it's just so much heavier and feels like much better quality. So you've got G10 for the scales here. Of course, that's a little bit higher quality. You got a flat back, excuse me, here. And then you've got a pry bar, of course, right here with a nail puller on the end, as well as a bottle opener. So they say this is a multi-tool, and I tend to believe them in certain instances. But here's what you've got when you push the blade forward. And of course you can push that forward as well and change it out that way. But you've got it clicks into place here, and you've got a really decent grip to cut or to chop different things that you would like to do. And it clicks back in place to where it's locking, and it's not going to move anywhere unless you push down pretty decently hard. And I don't have this really worn in yet, but I figure if you get one of these worn in pretty good, this could be a really nice little cutting tool for you. But believe it or not, this is actually one of the most expensive ones that we have on the list, but it also has the most features, and it also has the best materials with G10 and good stainless steel on this as well. Now, the only thing that I don't like about this that it doesn't have is a belt clip. Gerber, where's the belt clip? It could have gone right there. It's not a big deal. I know that would be awkward in the pocket, but you could have put a belt clip up here or anything. I don't know. I'm not a designer. I'm not an industrial designer, so I couldn't tell you, but at the same time, a belt clip on this would have been really, really preferable. I feel like they could have found a way to get one on here. So this is a good throw in your toolbox, Gerber Prybrid. All right, coming in next on the list at $17, and again, these prices may vary $1 to $2, $3 or $4, based upon sales and whatnot, especially on Amazon. But this is the O-Knife Otical brand utility knife. And this one has a few distinct changes. As you can see, this is a carbon fiber material. Not sure if the carbon fiber material is more, but the one on Amazon that I'm going to have the link to in the description has just a it has just a regular handle on it as well, and it's got stainless steel on one side, carbon fiber on the other side. It's really super lightweight. It's a 1.93 ounces. It's got SK2 steel on it as well, and of course you've got the little hex. You've got a flat head right here that you can use as a tiny scraper, or you can actually use that as a proper flathead in a pinch. Of course, a bottle opener. That's par for the course on these. And then what you've got with this one is, I love the ergonomics of this one. It's got this tapered kind of design that comes in right here with these curves, and it's really nice to hold. And I love the fact that the ergonomics are just really, really great on this. And what you've got back here is you've got a locking mechanism. And so if I turn this little lock, if I turn it this way, perpendicular to the blade, it's not gonna go anywhere. So that's really good, especially if you have kids. This is going to be one of those that you'll really need to or want to pick up, because it's not that much more than some of the other ones on this list. It's very cost effective, but it's got really high quality materials. You unlock this, of course, and out comes the blade. And it doesn't take any kind of special blade, but I have yet to figure out exactly how you change this blade in this one. I'm sure I could look it up, no problem. But anyway, you've got a nice little finger protector right here. I really love that fact because I can get my finger pretty close to my cutting edge and not damage, of course, my finger, because a razor blade is going to be sharp. Pretty much a razor blade is going to be obviously very sharp. Like the hexagon kind of designs here. Not really fond of O-Knife's kind of Otical branding, but you know, it's cheap and it's a really nice little stainless steel cutting tool here. So that is the O-Knife Otical. They have named it the EDC retractable utility knife, razor knife with multifunctional tool. It's available in a couple of different colors, and including this carbon fiber, which I believe may be a tad more expensive, but also limited edition. Thank you so much. This is the only one on the list that I wanted to include that was sent to me. So thank you so much to Olight for sending this to me and for requesting a review. This is the Milwaukee Fastback. Now, their Fastback sub-branding here takes quite a few different products. They got a bunch of different products that come out with that. This is the 1505 to differentiate the number there. So if you do the 48, tack 22, tack 1505, that is the model number for this one. And this one is just a really awesome one-handed, see if I can get it right. Sort of. You got a button right here that's really nice. It's not going to move if you shake it, but if you push that button, you got a utility knife out there. Let me try that on the camera again. See, it kind of comes back if you don't let go of the button at the same time, then it kind of comes back. But what you've got here is just your standard utility blade that's easily changeable. You've got a button lock right here that you can push in and release the blade to either turn it around for sharpness on the other side or change out your blade. You've got a locking screwdriver, full-size bit here, an interchangeable bit. Let me actually put this blade back in. I don't want to be moving the screwdriver around. But you've got this locking screwdriver to where you can grab it right here and use leverage on the handle if you need some of that on that very, very nice ergonomics, unbelievable ergonomics on a on a power tool from a power company. These are actually held in place by a really strong magnet in there. So you've got a flat head, which can also double as a scraper, but then you've got a Phillips head on the other side. And like I said, they kind of just go in there, they hold magnetically. You can actually lock it out and fully extend it to make a full-size screwdriver that you can tighten up different bolts with and everything like that. Also, you've got a neat little surprise. So you've got this locks into place, so I can't move it. You have to push it in, and so it's got a little liner lock right there. You've got a decent belt clip. In fact, this belt clip is made of steel, and so it is not going anywhere. Very stout belt clip. But of course, you've got your bottle opener right here, and then on the inside, you've got a seatbelt cutter tool right here in the middle, but obviously you've got your blade, and it's easy to change those out. On the inside right here, you've got a place to store an extra razor blade. So you get 2 blades. You can put another blade in this, and you can have the capability to store 2 blades. And the really great thing that I love about this is that this is a multi-tool that if you take out the blade, put the blade aside, take out the blade, and you push this back in, now all you have is a multi-tool without a blade in it. Of course, you take the extra blade out in the interior right here, but all you've got is this little package right here. And if you took this on a trip, you could take this on a plane. Without the blade in it, you could take this on a plane. And so you could always have you a utility knife wherever you go if you would like to do that. Now, disclaimer, I'm not a lawyer, so do not tell me that, oh, Chad told me I could take this on an airplane and it'd be fine. No, I don't say that. Do not test the TSA. They're allowed to pretty much take anything that they deem is a weapon. And so do not argue with TSA. That's against the law. Don't do that. So, or you can argue with the TSA if you just don't want to get on your flight. If that's the case, then argue away. However, this is just a phenomenal, and I cannot believe, phenomenal tool. Now, my recommendation, do not buy this on Amazon. These are so hot right now. Go to your local hardware store. Go to your local Ace Hardware. Go to your local, I believe Home Depot sells Milwaukee brand stuff. I believe maybe Lowe's does. I'm not sure about that. I think they're Craftsman. But we've got a lot of different fastbacks. You're looking for the 1505 here. Again, phenomenal tool. Probably doesn't belong on this utility knife list. We were mainly doing those slide in and out utility knives, but this one right here, I've just really fallen in love with it. So very easy to use, so very easy to load, snap back, unload. It's got this is like it's the ultimate little fidget tool or whatever. You could just sit there on the job site and just fidget with this. It's amazing. So anyway, that's my list. Let's put them all here in the same frame.